Welcome to Walking with Jesus Bible Study. Going to be in the book of Romans, chapter 1, verses 20. Oh, there we go. It's a big old verse today. For the invisible things of him from which the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Oh, sorry. Didn't realize I took it off of there. And I'm going to repeat that. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without an excuse. Paul here asserts that the attributes of God, such as his power and authority, are clearly revealed in the created world. All men have this witnessed, rendering them inexcusable before God, who they rebelled against him. The witness of conscience, God's law, was written in every heart, every man's heart, also renders all without excuse. What we may call natural revelation, does not lend saving light as does special revelation, the Bible, but it does eliminate any possible excuse men might make. For those who have seen and witnessed the pure miracles that was produced, they could not deny or make an excuse of that God was not God. But yet, even during Jesus' time when he was doing the miracles, there were still people asking. There were still people saying, if you're God, show us, do this, do a miracle. Even though they have heard, as some have already seen, they kept on asking, show us, show us, show us. And so Jesus says in the scriptures, I say, this generation will ask, and then this is not his exact words, because I can't remember his exact words, but he's saying will only ask for signs and wonders and miracles. What good is it when they don't even believe it when it was already been done? Why should he prove? So basically he was saying, why should he do a miracle right there when he's already done miracles and they still yet to believe? 3 years he roamed and done all these teachings. They say that in the scriptures that he has done so much healing and so much miracles that there could be no amount of books to contain the amount of things that he had done. The Bible does not do him justice on the things that he have done. So you know the amount of testimonies that was being said for him to gather thousands of peoples within days. And this is during a time when it's just all word of mouth. And there was not everybody even had horses or donkeys, but they had to walk almost every person where they go. Just how fast it traveled of the things that he have done, the things he have taught, the things that he has produced and healed. You can't deny it. And still to this day, from the time in the Bible, in Jesus' time, all the way to this very day, throughout the years, God has still done miracles. He has still done healing. And yet, there are still people out there saying, well, if he's God, why don't God come down and show himself? Why don't he come down and prove himself? But you have clearly ignored the miracles. Oh, he has shown you signs. But yet we want to keep covering it up and listening to the government and scientists trying to excuse and give a fake reasoning of why this and that and explain away the very nature of God himself doing the things that he does. We want to make an excuse and explain away and use this reasoning and that reasoning or why. But yet we want to sit there. If he's God himself, why don't he come down and show us? Even if he did, you probably still wouldn't believe it. You're making an excuse. Oh, well, that's because, the government has now, with the technology that we have now, they probably put, that's probably a projector. There's probably a big old projection somewhere, and the whole sky is a screen now, so that's really not even, which is what they're going to do. Which is what the government is going to do to make us all come one when they come together, when the Antichrist is out there and he's rising up. They're going to pretend that there is this big Jesus coming from the skies. And see, here's the thing. That's why it says in the scriptures that when do not pay attention to when one comes and said, oh, we have seen him over here, to come over here in this way, and then over here, come over here this way. Because you will know when it's God coming back. That everybody in the whole entire world all at the same time will know it was him, because they would see it and hear it. Everybody would hear the trumpets at the same time. But before that happens, they will fake a Jesus coming out of the heavens. And then everybody will be running, oh, it's the Christ. Come here, come here, come here, come over here. He has come. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to use this technology, and they're going to somehow make the sky just like a Batman signal. Hello. Now I'm just telling you. And you're going to watch a whole movie scene up there. And they're going to fake a second coming to get us all to believe in this Antichrist and all this one world religion. And it also says in the scriptures that they're going to make an excuse as the reason why. Well, when some people start being, and there's already people disappearing. I don't know if anybody's been seeing these where they have these videos of people just vanishing. And a lot of people are trying to say it's the tribulation or people being raptured. First of all, that's all going to happen at the same time. It's not going to happen sporadically. He's not going to come and just rapture one person here and then another day here and here and here. That has nothing to do with God. You might could almost believe that it's almost demonic. Because we all know that the devil likes to imitate God. And for what reason? To deceive people. And he's good at that. And he's running out of time. So if that is true, where these people are just one here and there is vanishing, you better believe it's demonic. To set forth and put division between us believers. Because that's what his goal is to do. It even says so right there in the book of Revelation, that he would even deceive even the elect. And there's already people starting to think that part of these vanishings are some kind of a weird rapture that's going on. But God would never do that, because he says we'll all go at the same time. And in what order they will go. So when we see that there's little this here and a little bit there, you can best believe that it is the devil. Trying to deceive the world. Trying to deceive God's people. And see, it's that little bit of pride that's in us, in some of us Christians right now, that's Christ followers. That's going to tear us apart. Just like the government is doing the same thing to his people by dividing us to try to conquer us and to try to keep rule over us. Because if we was to think for ourselves, we wouldn't even buy half the crap that they're feeding us. Because we are too smart for that. But no, he's got us too busy fighting ourselves that we can't even think straight. That is making us dumber than what we appear. Making us dumber than what we are. And that's why they're keeping us so divided and caught up in all this stupid crap that doesn't even matter. Because if we was to stay together, oh, how the tables would turn. But see, the devil's trying to do the very same thing with us Christ followers. We got some in there that, because they know some, they think they're better than the others, so they're putting every other people down, and you're not right, and you're not doing this correct, and you're not doing that correct. And we're not even, and so the people who are unbelievers are looking at us like we're idiots. We're building the kingdom in no kind of way. He's dividing us. And helping us to not gather more up for his kingdom. Because they're sitting there looking at us arguing and fighting. And that is not the way of Christ at all. So they're not going to believe anything that comes out of our mouth. The devil is very tricky like that. And we got to remember that. We got to set aside that sin and be more like Jesus.